Project 2025, also known as the 2025 Presidential Transition Project, is a political initiative to reshape the federal government of the United States and consolidate executive power in favor of right-wing policies. According to a news report by Wikipedia, the plan was published in April 2023 by the Heritage Foundation, an American conservative think tank, in anticipation of Donald Trump winning the 2024 presidential election. Project 2025, established April 21, 2022, 3 years ago. Location: Washington, D.C., U.S. Services: recruitment and training of government workers loyal to Donald Trump. Director: Paul Dans until August 2024. President: Kevin Roberts. Publication: Mandate for Leadership. The Conservative Promise 2023. Parent organization: The Heritage Foundation. Budget: $22 million. Website: www.project2025.org. Edit this at Wikidata. The 9th iteration of the Heritage Foundation's Mandate for Leadership series, Project 2025, is based on a controversial interpretation of the unitary executive theory that states that the entire executive branch is under the complete control of the president. The project's proponents say it would dismantle a government bureaucracy they say is unaccountable and mostly liberal. 8. Critics have called it an authoritarian, Christian nationalist plan that would steer the U.S. toward autocracy. Some legal experts say it would undermine the rule of law, separation of powers, separation of church and state, and civil liberties. The project calls for merit-based federal civil service workers to be replaced by people loyal to Trump and to take partisan control of key government agencies, including the Department of Justice DOJ, Federal Bureau of Investigation FBI, Department of Commerce DOC, and Federal Trade Commission FTC. 16 other agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security DHS and the Department of Education ED, would be dismantled. It calls for reducing environmental regulations to favor fossil fuels and proposes making the National Institutes of Health (NIH) less independent while defunding its stem cell research. The blueprint seeks to reduce taxes on corporations, institute a flat income tax on individuals, cut Medicare and Medicaid, and reverse as many of President Joe Biden's policies as possible. It proposes criminalizing pornography, removing legal protections against anti-LGBT discrimination, and ending diversity, equity, and inclusion day programs while having the DOJ prosecute anti-white racism instead. The project recommends the arrest, detention, and mass deportation of illegal immigrants, and deploying the U.S. Armed Forces for domestic law enforcement. The plan also proposes enacting laws supported by the Christian right, such as criminalizing those who send and receive abortion and birth control medications and eliminating coverage of emergency contraception. Most of Project 2025's writers and contributors worked in either Trump's first administration 2017-2021 or his 2024 election campaign. Several Trump campaign officials maintained contact with Project 2025, seeing its goals as aligned with their Agenda 47 program. Trump later attempted to distance himself from the plan. After he won the 2024 election, he nominated several of the plan's architects and supporters to positions in his second administration. 4 days into his second term, analysis by Time found that nearly 2/3 of Trump's executive actions mirror or partially mirror proposals from Project 2025. This was as reported by Wikipedia. Check out for further details. Thank you so much for watching.